Happy Sunday, everyone. We're going to do a quick review on this beautiful horse guitar. I have no idea what it is. Someone brought it in for a setup, and I don't know. I wanted to go through. If you haven't heard of the brand, check them out. They seem to be pretty reasonable. But if you haven't seen one in person, we're going to go through piece by piece, and I'm going to play it for you. Check it out. So this is the Horse M13105, or MI3105, I believe. I've never heard of the company before, but pretty cool guitar. I was doing a restringing and setup on this. I was like, okay, I got to do a review. So let's take a look at this. So it's got a satin top, really nice, kind of cool. It's a burst of some kind. I know they're doing some kind of dark, like it's not really maroon. I don't know if the lighting catches on video, but there's like a small hint of brown to it. But it's a really nice, subtle burst. Simple, actually pretty decent. So you've got lamination layers on this side and double on this side, so pretty cool binding. The rosette is definitely fake. It's super fake. It's like an opal style. I don't know if it's even inlaid. It looks like some kind of print, so be aware that if you do scratch through that, it's probably not going to stand up to too much. You can see the edges right there. Let's see if I can get closer. The edges definitely tell you that it's a laminate top. I wasn't able to find these very easily online, so I don't know what the actual specs are. Okay, so it looks to be like a rosewood dyed bridge. So you can see like the dye job's not great here, but it's well cut. Plastic saddles, plastic bridge pins, but they fit well. More kind of dye or sanding issues there. So if you knew what you were doing, or if you're around a local luthier or guitar shop, they can kind of get this spruced up for you. Open pore headstock, definitely a plastic nut, black plastic binding, and the fretting's not great. It's definitely on par with something that you'd expect around the $150, $200 range, but if you've got a good shop, again, they can fix that. Generic tuners, but they have a slight black chrome tint to them, which is pretty nice, and I like their large tuner buttons too. That's just kind of borrowed from a little bit nicer guitar. You can notice this one tuner's just turned a little bit, so they're just moving a little bit fast. I don't know what QC pass means if they're missing stuff like that, but let's check the rest of the neck. Nice premium tuner button. Check all these little spots here. Pretty decent job on the finish. You can tell right here, actually, this is interesting. So right there, is it painted? It's hard to tell. This front edge might actually be painted on the back instead of bound, but it looks like the other parts are actually bound, and they just missed a little bit there. But all these things, I don't really mark them down considering the price of what they're making. This is a pretty great guitar. So a couple little things, back's pretty nice. One thing I did notice that is like a glaring finish mistake is that they had to either fill or do something with this, or maybe it was a red neck and they sanded it and they couldn't get it out. But definitely I would call that a blemish, pretty big blemish. So hopefully whoever bought this got it at a discount. If they didn't and they were charging at full price, I would definitely return that. And but again, that's purely cosmetic. That doesn't affect the playability of the guitar or the tone. So now that we've checked the whole thing out, let's give it a strum. Okay, so playability. This thing is crazy light. It's definitely a laminate top, back and sides, but it feels really nice. Good satin finish. Open pore finish on the back, so that's even more. That's closer to like a flat than a satin. But yeah, it's beautiful. The neck profile's really nice. Consistent satin. Okay, so let's check this thing out. So I'm going to do some open chords. Sounds good. Let's check intonation. Pretty accurate. A little sharp. Yeah, so we're in tune down here. This is always how I check it with this D chord. Go all the way up 12 frets higher. And that high E string's just a little bit sharp. So a $25 to $60 setup would go pretty far with this, getting the neck adjusted and getting the height adjusted properly, and angling the saddle a little bit to kind of take care of that tuning issue. But really, I mean, that's, considering how well this plays and the price point of this, that's really surprising. So here's some open chords. Cool, sounds pretty good. Balance, not super loud, but the quality is really nice. It actually feels a lot like the Harley Benton series that came out, which is kind of cool if they just come up with different finishes for these. So yeah, for the price, this is a total buy. I'm going to have to look this company up and see if there's some other stuff that they make. But yeah, let me know if there's any other cool, weird, especially like bargain price guitars that maybe no one's heard of. Tell me about them and I'll try to chase them down and we'll go through the specs. Thanks for watching and hit subscribe if you get a chance. We'll see you soon.